Let's go ahead and continue on the inside of our foldable. Got a couple more examples to look at. We're taking it up a notch now and doing even more transformations. So let's take a look at this. If we, again, are starting with x to the third, we want to talk about all the things that are different than that. Remember that negative signs are their own transformation. It's a reflection. And then the 5 is going to be a separate transformation. And the -2 is even another transformation to our parent function. I'm going to take a peek at a graphic organizer here that we introduced way back in chapter 1, and we filled this out. I've given you a copy of it for your notes today as well, and talk about all the things that we are doing. So the first thing we had was a negative sign out in front of parentheses. So that negative out in front of the parentheses is actually a reflection in the x-axis. Anytime you see a negative out in front of the parentheses. We also had a 5 out in front of parentheses. So that would be a value greater than 1. So it looks like I also have a vertical stretch, that number on the outside in front of the parentheses. The last thing I did is I saw that I had a negative number out past the x, but still in parentheses. So if I try to match that up, I'm going to see that this is a translation to the right. So I'm reflecting an x, vertically stretching, and translating to the right. All right, let's go ahead and go write that down. So right here, I'm going to say that this negative sign, the one I circled in blue, reflects about the x-axis. And then the 5 is a vertical stretch. So it's stretching up toward the vertical axis, the y-axis. And that's by a factor of 5. And then finally that -2 on the inside, remember that's going to move us to the right by 2, kind of the opposite of what you might think. Okay, let's look at one more, and then we're going to talk about going the other way. So for this one, I see that I have a 1/2 on the inside of parentheses, and I also have a -4 out here on the back. We've seen the -4 or something similar to it out in the back, and we had decided that that was down 4. But let's take a look at this 1/2. Again, I'm going to refer back to my graphic organizer here. And a 1/2 on the inside of parentheses in front of x. So I know that 1/2 is a number less than 1. And so with that, I can determine that I have a horizontal stretch. And when I report that horizontal stretch, I need to think of the number that I have and flip it upside down, take the reciprocal of it. Notice that it says when a is less than 1, it's a vertical stretch by 1 over a. Well, if I flip 1/2 upside down to take the reciprocal of it, I'm going to get a 2. So this is actually a horizontal stretch by 2. Okay, so again, you see the opposite or the reciprocal of what you see in the parentheses is what's actually happening. It's a stretch by 2, not a shrink by 1/2 like you might think.